Hi, I'm Todd Jones, host of the podcast Pressbox Access. Here's a clip from my interview with Tim Kurkjian. Tim recounts the amazing 10-inning complete game shutout pitched by Jack Morris to lead the Minnesota Twins to victory in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series. You have seen some of the greatest baseball moments of the last half century. What else stands out? Moments that, when you think about it, and I'm thinking about it through the prism of working in that moment, maybe as a writer on Deadline or doing a analysis, at the game. What moments hit you because of the way they tied to your work?
Well, the 91 Game 7 of the World Series was the one moment that I'll never forget as far as tying work to where I was. I'm sitting in the upper deck next to Steve Russian, who's an absolute freaking genius, the smartest.
Yeah, what a great lyrical writer for Sports
Illustrated.
Then.
Person I've ever met, and I'm sorry, the single greatest writer in the world as far as I'm concerned. And I'm sitting next to him at the Metrodome. And
this is Game 7. Twins are hosting the Atlanta Braves.
Right. And remember, this was both teams had finished in last place the year before, and now they're in Game 7 of the World Series, and the first 6 games had been spectacularly good. And now we're watching Jack Morris end up throwing a 1-0 shutout in 10 innings. Right. And my story, and I'm sitting right next to Steve Russian, and he is yelling at me over what we're watching. And the Metrodome is so loud, I can't even hear him. I'm trying to work, and I can't even hear my buddy next to me. So we decide afterwards that he's going to write the game story because no one wrote a better game story than Steve Russian. So I'm writing this sidebar on Jack Morris's 10-inning shutout in Game 7 of the World Series. As we know, Todd, that would never happen today. It will probably never happen again.
It wouldn't even happen in May.
Right. So after the game, I go down and I talk to all the Twins, and Randy Bush, one of my favorites on the Twins, I said, well, what about that? Because Tom Kelly came to get Jack Morris in the 9th inning of that game to take him out. And Jack Morris talked him out of it. And Randy Bush told me after the game, he said, if he had taken Jack Morris out of that game, it would have been the first time in Major League history that a player ever killed his manager on the mound, because Jack Morris was not coming out of that game. And, of course, he finished it. So all these people, I understand, who look at Jack Morris's career numbers and say he's not a Hall of Famer. I get it. I know what you're saying. I voted for him every year as eligible. They needed to be there that night at the Metrodome to watch a guy in a nothing game saying, I'm not coming out after 7. I'm not coming out after 9. This is my game, and I'm going to finish it. And damned if he didn't.
What a performance. I mean, it's an amazing thing to think about even now, like all these years later.
Inconceivable.
Willed himself to that type of performance.